Welcome to our third installment of our financial literacy series that we're doing to help people understand safe and productive growth and how to protect and grow your money. So, stock market losses. Can you ever afford to lose money even if you're young? So at KJ Financial, our ultimate goal is to protect and grow America's wealth one client at a time. And we found one of the best ways to do that is to help America boost their financial literacy. Now, you might feel that you're well versed in financial things. I did too up till about 20 years ago, a little more than 20 years ago. Unfortunately, we've been misled in so many key areas. So I'm really glad you're here and you can find out where those areas are, and then you can begin to develop strategies or implement strategies and recapturing the hundreds of thousands, if not millions in wealth that you've lost thanks to the biggest financial lies that we've been told our entire lives. Now, to get the most out of this installment, please make sure you check out our first 2-minute financial literacy videos, average returns versus actual returns, and then the history of market average returns versus the stock market actual returns. Now, as you've seen in our previous two financial literacy videos, losses at any time have an extremely destructive impact on your ability to build and keep wealth. They make investing for retirement extremely inefficient. It doesn't matter how young you are. Understand this, you can never, ever afford to lose money. That whole "you can lose money when you're young" mantra is something that Wall Street came up with because their strategies, they cannot keep you from losing money. I can't emphasize that enough. They say they can, but they can't. So hypothetically, let's say you've been saving for retirement and at age 35, you've saved 125 grand. And that year's a bad year. The market corrects and drops 40%. You lose 50 grand and have a balance remaining of $75,000. So now let's next assume from age 35 to age 60. That's 30 years that you could earn an actual return of 7.2%. And if you'll go back to our second video, you'll know that that's what the market has averaged historic, an actual return, not an average return. If you hadn't lost that 40%, your $125,000 would have grown to $1,006,360. With that 40% loss, your new $75,000 balance would have grown to $603,816,000. That's $402,544 less. So, did you lose 50 grand or did you lose $402,544? Did you lose 40% of $125,000 or did you lose 40% of $1,006,360? So here's the ugly secret to losing money. Wall Street hopes you never really understand. When you lose money, it takes a return higher than the percentage you lost just to get back to even. Let's say you lost 10%. 100 grand minus 10 grand equals $90,000. So in order to get back to even, what percentage do you have to earn on your new $90,000 balance to get back to $100,000? Well, a $10,000 loss divided by your $90,000 remaining balance, equals 11.11%. That's the return you need to get back to even. So how many years could that take? We don't know. It might be 1, might be less than 1, might be 4 or 5, right? So what are you doing each and every year you have your money managed by an advisor or in your 401k? You're paying fees, right? Now, in your 401k, you may think you're not, but you are. Okay? So that 11.11% you need to get back to even is after fees. So that means it takes longer, right? So the next problem, the more you lose, the percentage growth needed to get back to even grows exponentially. So let's now assume your $100,000 loses 50%. So you've got a $50,000 new balance. It needs an after-fee 100% return, actual return, to get back to even. Now, let's say you lose 80%, like what happened in the Great Depression. Your $100,000 is now worth $20,000. You would need an after-fee 400% return to get back to even. I hope you're grasping that exponential growth the more you lose. Okay? Losses are something to be avoided at all costs. Now, a lot of folks who don't want to lose money will put their money in the bank, right? And it is safe from loss in there as long as you follow the rules the FDIC has. The problem is the meager returns that are actually still taxable don't come anywhere close to even keeping up with inflation. So essentially what's happened is you're going broke slowly with certainty with the money you have in the bank, because it isn't even keeping up with the rising cost to live. So what is needed is safe and productive growth, something that's been around for more than 20 years. Now, admittedly so, the early versions of these strategies weren't very sexy. They did typically keep up with and maybe beat inflation by a little, which is good, but they didn't offer much competition to what the market promises. Notice I didn't say what the market actually delivered, right? That's a conversation for another time. So you know how things get better over time through innovation? Well, today's safe and productive growth strategies have shown the ability to protect your money when the market is down, while still having the opportunity to grab up to double-digit gains when things are good, and then locking in those gains and protecting them from future market losses. Most consumers and an overwhelming majority of financial pros don't fully grasp the power of safe and productive growth. Luckily for you, we do. So would it make sense to explore the power of safe and productive growth if you could do it in a 15 to 30 minute discovery call where nothing's for sale? And what will happen is we will see if you qualify for these strategies and you decide if you're interested. If we meet both those criteria, we can discuss setting up another call to go into more detail. So if that makes sense, let me ask you this. Should you know this info before or after the next market crash? If you think it would be smart to do it before you lose money in the next market crash, there's a link to my calendar in the description below the video. Click it and book it now. Let's get a call in, okay? So you can see if you like what we have. If not, and I mean this sincerely, I truly hope stock market losses don't wreck your retirement. I'm fearful they will, but I truly hope they don't. So thanks for tuning in. I hope you found great value in what we delivered today. We do try to keep updating the links to our other videos as we add them in the description below. So make sure to check down there to see if there's anything you've missed, or you can go to our YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a great day.